Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Today was federal intimidation, not justice.
Now at 10, tensions are running high in Hampton tonight after what witnesses are calling a violent ICE raid at a local car wash. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Annette Montgomery. Community members say several employees were slammed to the ground, and two of them are reportedly parents now separated from their children.
Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot spoke with witnesses and local leaders and has the story.
People tell me they are furious and upset about the way ICE handled several arrests Wednesday morning. Some people say they saw the employees at the car wash get slammed to the ground.
And I was wondering what was happening. I don't know, it's getting too close to comfort now. You're used to hearing it happen in other places, not right here.
Local leaders say an ICE raid took place at the Optimo car wash Wednesday morning. People in the area like Rachel Jackson says she saw the employees get arrested.
I ran out and what I saw was a man that had just been slammed on the ground. There were at least 10 agents all around. One of them went on the side of the building to try to catch anybody who was trying to flee.
Jackson says she asked the man on the ground if he was okay and says that's when things escalated.
An ICE agent got in my face and told me that I was going to end up just like them if I interfered or obstructed what they were doing.
A press conference was held Wednesday afternoon with local and state politicians and activists. Officials say the most devastating part of this incident is that two of those taken were parents, leaving behind their two kids.
We don't know how to contact that school. We're still trying to find out how to get in touch with this family.
We cannot stand idly by as we watch our undocumented neighbors get disappeared by ICE and the federal government. This is not an us versus them issue. This is an all of us issue.
One man we spoke with who did not want to go on camera says to avoid being the target of ICE, you have to come here legally.
I feel bad what happened to them people. I really do. But you got to earn your just due. Come here, work, do what you got to do, but come here legally. Come here legal.
Fox 61 did reach out to ICE and are waiting to hear back. Hampton Mayor Lauren Garrett says she is still waiting on information about the parents who were arrested and what will happen to their kids. In Hampton, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
All right, time for a first look at the weather. Had a nice seasonable fall day out there today and have some cooler temperatures in the area tomorrow as well.
Yes, we do. So let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a first look at the forecast. Rachel.
Yeah, there's a bit of a trade-off. Tomorrow is cooler, but it is brighter. Actually, we'll say bright. Today was bright. Emphasis on the but tomorrow I think we will fully get the sunshine out by midday and afternoon. The only issue is we keep the breeze around. Here's a look at gusts right now. Not too bad, up to about 15 to 20 miles an hour. And I think tomorrow we'll see peak wind gusts up between 25 to 35 miles per hour, especially as we head through the afternoon. So enough that you're noticing it. We still have some clouds lingering out there, and we will have those through right around daybreak. But I think after that, clouds will break for sunshine. By 10 a.m., you're seeing blue skies. High temperatures, though, will only be in the 50s. So again, we are going to be cooler than average, but not for very much longer. Temperatures will be rebounding as we head into this upcoming weekend, but not before we have the chance for a couple of frosty mornings. We'll explain. Your full forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, developing tonight, Torrington police say a woman was found dead inside her home after a fire broke out early this morning.
Fox 61's Valerie Moravi spoke to neighbors.
This is a devastating news for everyone who knew 52-year-old Michelle Cooling. Now, I spoke to several neighbors, and they tell me this is really tough on them. But they tell me one thing they want to remember the most is her smile and her love for baking. Just after 8 a.m. Wednesday, firefighters say this home on Marvin Street in Torrington went up in flames. When fire crews arrived, they found heavy smoke and flames. Once firefighters were able to get in, they found a woman inside. She was pronounced dead at the scene and later identified as 52-year-old Michelle Cooling. Firefighters say a pet also died in the fire. The news came as a shock for many of the neighbors who knew her. I spoke to several people who did not want to be on camera, but wanted to share how much Cooling will be missed. They describe her as a happy and positive person despite her physical challenges. They say Cooling has used a wheelchair since her health started to decline, and added that it did not stop her from going outside and bringing treats to her next-door neighbors. Neighbors say Michelle is survived by her son and her husband. Now, Torrington police say the cause of the fire is still under investigation. In Torrington, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
A Washington mother was arraigned today on murder charges in the death of her baby son back in June. Sadie Fleming and her 1-month-old son Hudson were reported missing on June 8th. Police found her later that day hurt on a road. Hudson was found off the road near a wooded area. The baby was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigators and DCF have been looking into the incident for the past few months. Court documents say Fleming has a history of mental health issues. Records show Fleming believed people were after her. Police say she told them she took her son and took off. The chief medical examiner says the baby drowned and that this was a homicide. Fleming is currently being held on a $2 million bond and is due back in court November 7th.
A vigil is planned this week for 11-year-old Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia, whose remains were found in New Britain. The vigil is set for Friday at New Bright Plaza starting at 4 p.m. Today marks 1 week since her remains were found at an abandoned home, and now there's a memorial for Mimi with dozens of balloons, candles, and stuffed animals lining the sidewalk. It was placed by friends, family, and strangers who say they were touched by her story. 3 people, including Mimi's mother and aunt, have been arrested in connection to her death. And we have more coverage of this story on Fox61.com and the free Fox 61 News app, and on our free streaming platform, Fox 61 Plus. Download it now on your Amazon, Roku, or Apple TVs. Well, right now, Meriden police are searching for the driver of a Jeep Grand Cherokee caught on camera illegally dumping a trailer on Corporate Court. The vehicle is a silver 2004 to 2006 model with several unique stickers, a front winch, and a rear-mounted spare tire. If you recognize the car, please call Meriden Police.
Well, people in Bridgeport say they are shaken after a teenage girl was sexually assaulted while walking to school yesterday morning. Police say the student reported the attack as soon as she arrived at school, which then, of course, launched a full investigation. Detectives used a description from the victim, knocked on doors, and arrested Cordero Graves within hours.
All sexual assaults are violent, but this attack was extremely heinous based on the statements and the evidence that we have.
The victim was taken to the hospital and is recovering. Officers are now urging parents to drive their kids if possible or make sure they walk in groups along busy streets.
Unarm yourself. Put the weapon on the ground. Unarm yourself. Looking for a peaceful resolution.
In a newly released report, the Inspector General's office ruled law enforcement officers were justified in using deadly force against a man back in August of 2024. It started after neighbors told investigators they could hear gunshots coming from Robert Mazurik's home on Cloudland Road in North Haven. Officers responded, and a SWAT team along with 3 officers ended up in a standoff with him for several hours. Officials tell us he threatened to shoot them multiple times, and the situation escalated when police deployed a chemical agent into the house, and they say Mazurik started firing at officers. Law enforcement fired back, but no one was hurt, and Mazurik later surrendered.
Well, 3 months after he was acquitted on 3 charges, the state has refiled charges against Raul Valley, including first-degree reckless manslaughter and multiple assault counts. Now, Valley was back in court today without an attorney. He told the judge he needs more time to hire one and said his family took a big financial hit during the last trial. The judge gave him until November 17th to find legal counsel. Valley was previously acquitted of murder and intentional assault in the 2022 Shelton House Party stabbing that killed 17-year-old Jimmy McGrath. The jury deadlocked on other charges. His defense claimed self-defense, while prosecutors say he showed up armed and looking for a fight. McGrath's family says they will keep pushing for justice until Valley is held accountable.
A man is in custody tonight after officers say he tried to run from them during a traffic stop. Police say 18-year-old Rayshawn Dolliffe was spotted riding an unregistered ATV on Willow Street. When officers attempted to pull him over, he ran off but was quickly caught. The ATV was seized, and Dolliffe now is charged with 5 different charges.
And good news for people who live in Waterbury. City officials say the boil water advisory has now been lifted. The city says all water samples collected yesterday tested negative for bacteria. It comes after crews installed new valves on Huntington Avenue earlier this week. Now, leaders told us yesterday the rest of the water main repairs are under control.
More than 2 weeks into the federal government shutdown, and we're seeing more and more how it's affecting Americans every day.
Yeah, the numbers are growing across the country. Service members got paid today, but many other federal workers didn't. Some are already missing paychecks, which is putting extra pressure on families and the wider economy. And on Capitol Hill, there's still no clear plan to end the shutdown, now in day 15.
The American people are not stupid. They see what's going on, and they know who's to blame.
With open enrollment around the corner, Republicans cannot continue to kick this can down the road. It's happening now. The healthcare crisis is now.
A new YouGov poll shows Americans are divided on who's responsible for the shutdown. 39% blame President Trump and Republicans, 33% blame Democrats, and 20% say both. The White House Council of Economic Advisors warns if the shutdown lasts 2 more weeks, it could cost the economy $30 billion in lost spending. We have the latest on the government shutdown on Fox 61 Plus, our streaming platform. You can stream it for free right now on your smart TV.
And speaking of the government shutdown, the Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, known as WIC, just got a $300 million lifeline to keep running during the shutdown. A source familiar with the move says the Trump administration shifted tariff revenue to cover the shortfall. WIC helps nearly 7 million pregnant women, new moms, and young children with food assistance and health services. The program was days away from running out of money, but this transfer will keep it going, at least for now. If the shutdown drags into November, those benefits could once again be at risk.